Hey, what's going on? It's Colton from the Tryforce podcast. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about something that's happening tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm going to be opening a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I figure this is the most appropriate episode to tell you about that. But I got a bunch of movie boxes, and I'm going to be opening them up tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So be there. I'd love to have you guys there. And I'm going to be giving away 3 cards from my boxes next week. So I'm going to decide those on stream, and then stick around for more details of the giveaway. That's twitch.tv/CEZ special, and I hope to see you there. Now, enjoy the show.
They're like my favorite podcast to listen to.
Get a sound check.
All right.
Yeah.
You have you laughing all over this thing.
Dude, I love them.
Here we go! It's the Tryforce.
You know, I feel like coming to the end of this, I feel like what we should open with is that music, that really nice acoustic guitar version of the GX theme song that they play at the end of every episode. You know what I mean?
That effect.
Like, it's the same thing that they play at the end of every single goddamn episode. Like, nee, 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 dee, 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 dee.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Why? Because my pitch was too perfect.
You're too good. Too good at it, Colton.
Yeah, if you play them side by side in the courtroom, it's just like, and sued!
That's the same thing.
I see no difference between these things. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, part 4 of season 1. Oh my god. I hate that it took this long. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end here.
47, 48, 49, 50, 52.
Yeah. Well,
that's how you count.
You did skip one there, my friend.
I got to the total. Thank you.
You did.
I mean, he ain't wrong. He did get to the total.
Did. He took the highway.
It was a more powerful scroll than I expected.
I love that.
But we are starting off with episode 47 whenever we want to give that a go.
Yes, we do. I mean, what a fucking ride this has been. You know, I
gotta say, like, Colton, is this what you expected?
I didn't expect it to take this long. For being
the horse was a surprise.
100% honest, the horse was a surprise. But I really do kind of enjoy this series now. I'm not going to lie to you. I might go watch season 2 just by myself.
Oh, God.
You know?
He's done it.
Like, I mean,
I'll recommend that you get up to at least, like, season 3 because a lot of crazy stuff does happen.
Because I know GX is infamous for getting super fucking weird by the end of it. And I really want to see just how that happens, because right now I do not see how that happened at all. It gets like dark. Yeah, and I'm kind of ready for that.
It's so weird because it's like such like an upbeat like first season. Like even like with the Shadow Riders and stuff, like it's still pretty like upbeat. But the further you get into the show, the weirder and like the dark turns happen. It's a little wild.
I mean, we've already dealt with death by this point. You know what I mean? Like literal death in this series.
Yeah. Well, like, remember when you said you wanted the stakes to get higher?
Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm in it. I'm here for it.
The stakes are orbiting fucking Mars right now.
Like, I'm fucking here for it, man. I really enjoy this. And I mean, I watched the first episode of season 2 and it starts out pretty fun. And then it really just settles back into the usual GX shit. But now I'm starting to see that connection, which is kind of cool. So let's get into it. Let's get into one of the best endings for a season you could actually have in a show like this.
Sure. Episode 47 is not a soft sell plot-wise. I just want to say that up front.
Is it like a really hard sell?
We're dealing with Chazanova.
Oh, that's a hard sell. That's a hard sell.
Easily best episode in the entire first season.
A Azuka versus Manjorn, a Cyber Angel Ben 10.
Yeah, Ben 10? Like the Omnitrix guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Ben 10.
Yeah, they made him a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
What a crossover.
That's that girl from Naruto, right?
Yeah, I want a diamond head deck.
Chaz realizes that he is in love with Alexis. That's where we're
Who hasn't realized that?
Honestly,
That's where we're kicking things off. Chad realizes he's in love with Alexis. With a little help from her brother Atticus, Chaz steals the spirit keys to lure her into a duel with him. Seems a bit forceful.
Yeah, that episode was...
Yee.
That episode was hard to watch. It was very, very hard to watch because it's really just Chaz, like, assuming a lot, you know, and just speaking for Alexis and like treating her like an object.
He uses different cards to show her that he was in love with her, but Alexis brushes it off.
Can I say something about that? First of all, Atticus Rhodes, who are you?
Atticus Rhodes is in my like top 3 characters.
He is a time. I mean, I don't see why yet. I really don't see why yet, but I think in the next seasons I will.
The problem is that you do see why. You know exactly why.
Is it because
tell him what he does in the episode, Colton?
Is it because he's got like loud blonde energy, but he's clearly a brunette? Like,
no, Colton. Colton, what does he do in the episode?
Tries to help Chaz bang his sister. Like, I mean, it's weird, man. Yeah. It's really strange. And what was amazing is that, like, Chaz, the first option to help Atticus, like, to help Chaz with his love problems, which, by the way, was manifested at the end of episode 46. And stops at the end of episode 47.
Right.
Like, he just all of a sudden realizes he's, like, head over heels for Alexis. And it lasts, like, in universe, 35 minutes.
Love it.
It's insane. But he goes to Atticus and he's just like, I'm in love with Alexis. And Atticus is basically like, who isn't? He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to help you out. So, Chaz, let me see your deck.
It's very Shakespearean.
Are you sure?
I think it's like more along the lines of a comedy plot that I've seen out of GX so far. This is the best. This is insane. Let's hear the other half of this here. Like,
wait, let me finish explaining this because I'm not gonna step on that part yet.
Okay.
So Atticus is just like, the only way you're going to win her heart is by dueling her, and I'm like, oh no. Yeah. So he's like, let me see your cards. So he takes his cards and he's like, oh, no. This isn't going to do. What you need more of in this deck is love cards.
I'm sorry, what?
You need love cards.
Atticus Rhodes understands what it is. He gets it.
Because you need to have the love cards and you need to duel someone in order to win the love of your life, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
you have to use the heart of the card.
The heart of the cards. Therefore, by that logic, you know, like, you should have to beat somebody in a Yu-Gi-Oh duel before you can get married. You know?
Yeah.
Like, technically.
Exactly. It's
a fight?
We've gone over this topic before, you know.
Okay, well, neither one of you has been in a Hawaiian shirt with a ukulele outside.
That is true.
Playing.
Because did I mention that?
What? I can easily do that. Yeah. When and where?
Did I mention that when Chaz goes to profess his love and challenge Alexis to a duel?
No.
Do you know who's in the back corner with a Hawaiian shirt and a ukulele? If you guess Atticus Rhodes, you are correct.
Why do you think he's my favorite character? Well, he's up there. He's in my top 3.
Yeah, no,
I love him.
Yeah,
we love this boy.
He's just sitting in the back there, just strumming away like, Chaz, you can do it, man. You can do it.
I'm saying he's got the gold for me as well, Rain. I'm convinced.
Thank you.
It's so, like, it is such an uncomfortable episode to watch. It is a very uncomfortable
top 3 episodes easily.
But, like, Chaz is sitting there like, oh, we're gonna fall in love and we're gonna get married, and Alexis is like, no, the fuck we're not.
I do have a complaint.
Please.
I have a complaint about the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is that every time they need a quote-unquote filler episode, it has been about someone, like, falling in love with Alexis. And can we just let this girl breathe a minute, though?
She's clearly married to the game, so, like, you know, just...
As we find out, because it says right here, she defeats him and tells him that the only thing that she ever was in love with was dueling.
Hey.
It's just fucking duel monsters, yo.
And I needed to be clear that Chaz Princeton was so horny that an apocalyptic event is beginning. He says, afterwards, the 7 keys activate and the entire island begins to shake.
God damn. damn, Chaz. What the
Yeah, he is. That's a colossal thirst.
How long was he at North Academy? Jesus.
Oh man! And I will say this episode really tipped the tides because I like to have a favorite character by the end of a series, and Alexis just eked out as my favorite character because of one line that she said in this episode, and it is when Atticus Rhodes is strumming his ukulele and cheering on Chaz, and it's just a monologue thought in her head. And she just goes, it's times like this where I really wish he was still in a coma.
Oh my God.
My poor boy does not deserve that.
It's like, you know what, Alexis, I vibe with that. I love that so much. She is such a funny character by the end of the series. But this was, I agree with you, Rain. Let her breathe. Just stop. Yeah. Find another way to have a filler episode.
We can stop this.
We can really.
Does this continue?
What's going on with Don Zalug? Like, I want to know what.
Yes, who could forget?
What happened with him?
Who could forget the Oscar bait drama of Don Zalug?
Give me a filler episode about Don Zalug.
Where's the Don Zalug origin story?
Don Zalug spinoff.
So, episode 48, Rise of the Sacred Beasts, part 1 of 2, otherwise known as Two Phantom Demons. The 7 keys have finally unlocked the Sacred Beasts cards from Underground,
otherwise known as the Egyptian God cards 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Right. So it's
Egyptian
like,
Boogaloo, actually.
It's like Obelisk, Slifer, and Ra, but they're like slightly different.
Yeah, I mean they look a lot different, except for the Slifer counterpart. The Slifer counterpart looks pretty much the same, but the other ones are very very different. But they look honestly a lot cooler. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're wrong. But
they really look so much cooler.
I don't know about that.
I love their designs. They are so fucking cool.
Raviel is pretty cool, but it doesn't touch Obelisk in my opinion. I love that.
Well, Obelisk is the OG boy. He's the boy. Speaking of Obelisk, I'd like to. I have something to give you after the podcast. I pulled a limited one. So,
shut up.
Yes.
Oh, you good man. You. Oh, I don't deserve him. Kagamaru, leader of the Shadow Riders and superintendent of Duel Academy, appears to steal the cards. Can we get some lanyards for Duel Academy? Can we get some degree of security, please? Like, I don't understand.
Mind you, I love every time one of these things like comes up about like the security, because if we can all just bring it back to the beginning of the season when they were like, we have the best security.
No, we fucking don't.
You fucking don't.
Like, it's insane to me because Seto Kaiba bought this school.
Of course he did.
You know what I mean? And Seto Kaiba is pretty hip with the protection of his property. He's very good at that.
Oh, did he like just forget to do a background check on these people?
He did. I think he just put shitty people in charge.
Maybe it's like a satellite thing for him. Like, like he owns it, but he doesn't keep it up. Like he's not really directly involved in the process. But didn't he like come and speak at the school or some shit in like this season? Or like there was something involving him. Like he was like had a message for them or something
towards the end of season 1. Yeah, like in a couple of episodes.
Oh, okay. I must be misremembering.
I think it was the one where with Chaz's brothers.
Yeah, I figured.
What was their name? Like Slade and Jagger?
Slade and Jagger, Princeton.
Jagger.
You'll vomit in my mouth.
The Sacred Beast cards feed off of dual energy. Kagamaru built the school on top of the cards and hid them underground so that they would get stronger. He duels Jaden using 2 of the beasts, Uria and Hamon, and uses their powers to make himself younger.
Yeah, I wanted to say this last GX episode. Like a part of me really appreciates that you didn't watch these episodes because you're reading them basically for the first time, and I can hear it in your voice just how fucking ridiculous the plots of this
I'm the bridge for the audience. I think
and it's just so good to hear that, but like it sounds ridiculous.
It sounds
literally
ridiculous. That's because it is ridiculous if you think about it.
It is. It's so fucking
I feel
stupid.
like OG Yu-Gi-Oh was ridiculous, but we were supposed to be like, oh my god, like awesome. But like GX is ridiculous. Is like, hey, look at how ridiculous this is.
GX really sat there and just kind of went, all right, we're coming off of OG Yu-Gi-Oh! We gotta like really wow the people, and they went, all right, take these cards, and they built the school on them.
It's literally, it's so
I said it
funny.
before, and I'll say it again. What I would give to just have sat in one of the rooms where they talked about making this shit.
Just be a fly on the wall.
That's all I like. Imagine the conversations.
I want to be in a writer's room for like a season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I think
That's
that
it.
would be
That's
great.
what I'm saying. Like, I just imagine the talk.
You know what I think one of our really like far down the line goals as the Tryforce podcast should be?
Oh, set it for us.
We should write an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Oh my god, that'd be an endeavor, an undertaking.
I mean, like, I feel like you give me 24 hours and I could come up with something just as stupid as this.
Oh, great. We can all voice it. It'll be great.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Get an animator friend on that, maybe.
So good. But yeah, I mean, this episode was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Are we ready for part 2?
I guess so, yeah. I'll talk about both the episodes as a whole.
Okay. Rise of the Sacred Beast, part 2 of 2, aka 3 Phantom Demons Awaken.
Oh, there's a third one, guys.
As
This is
Kagamaru
free.
and Jaden duel, the Sacred Beast cards continue to drain the energy of every single monster card in the world.
So
That's definitely how that works.
yeah.
That's a big order.
I mean, they literally like they tried to set the stakes really high because so they showed like Ojama Yellow as a fucking skeleton on his card. It was amazing.
Does the eye stalk, do they have bones? Or
No,
were they
it's just a
attached?
skull. It was just a skull. Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't fun. And then, but then after that, to try and like hammer the point home further, they showed these kids at a fucking card shop, and they're like, "What are happening to the cards?" Because they're starting to fade away, and they're like, "No." I'm like, what the fuck? So they like look at all of their decks and they're like, oh no, the cards are fading away, but Jaden's are fine. And then Kagamaru is just like, yes, because his dueling spirit is so strong that it's keeping his cards.
I want you to know that if I had not already sat through this entire series, I would think you're joking. Like, if Zach turned around right now and said there's no way this is real, I would be like, that's valid.
I
That's a
honestly,
valid thought.
It's real. And you know what? You know what's even better about this? We didn't even discuss what Kagamaru looks like at this point.
God, I'll Google him.
So, I mean, he's a young guy at this point, but he uses the powers of the Sacred Beast cards to turn himself from an old man into a young man.
and he is ripped.
Yeah, he's fucking yoked. It's ridiculous. So
Colton, is he what you're aiming to look like?
absolutely, I'm looking to aim. I'm looking to look like that, but with a belly, because like I want to be strong, but also soft. So like
You want to crush things, but also like
I want to be the butcher from Full Metal Alchemist.
Ice
Like
cream.
that's what I mean.
I think you should dress like this though. Still,
I think so,
if-
yeah.
He's got like a loincloth.
I'd have to dip myself in like hair removal, but like just like a tub,
I
like
don't
a
think you do.
55-gallon drum.
I don't think you do.
But I think it would be hilarious if I did that. But anyway, so when he first shows up, may I add that they really just say his name, but then the headmaster's like, oh no, it's the superintendent, and like this is before we see him, so we see the superintendent now introduced as the superintendent walks in. Like, you guys played Earthbound, right? No, Rain?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
You're going to get this. So imagine Porky from Earthbound walks in. Like this fucking... he's literally in a tube, like a Saiyan tube, like a healing tube. and it's on like metal spider legs, and he's walking towards them, and he's like, "Oh no, it's the superintendent." Seto Kaiba looked at this guy and said, "Yes, this is our superintendent."
I don't think he did.
I want Dr. Octopus as our superintendent.
Oh my god.
And honestly, I respected Kaiba. I really, really
Can you
do.
imagine the Board of Ed meeting? Like,
With Dr. Growler.
the Board of Cards. Oh, God. It's broken us. Shit. Has broken us. All right. If Jaden does not defeat the beasts, all of the...
Imagine like the seminars.
No.
If Jaden does not defeat the beasts, all of the monster cards in the world will be gone for good. Kagamaru reveals the third beast, Raviel, and continues to gain the upper hand. But Jaden is visited by the spirit of Professor Banner, whose soul is now trapped in his cat Pharaoh's body.
Yep.
Banner has hid a special card in the book he gave Jaden. So Jaden uses its power to summon Electrum and win the duel. Afterwards, Chancellor Shepard decides to guard the 3 sacred beast cards for himself for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, I really love this
Somebody
duel.
else should have all 3 of those cards, right? Like, just... All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Chancellor Shepard is definitely the one I'd leave them with. You know, the one that has routinely lost basically everything he's handed out.
Hold on to them. Where did I put my keys?
I mean, he's like simultaneously the most competent and incompetent character in the show. It's ridiculous. But
Okay.
I really love this duel. This duel was so good. It was very climactic, and it set the tone very, very nicely. It was also the first time in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, I think, where no, it wasn't. It was the second time in Yu-Gi-Oh! History where we saw a 5-digit attack point number, which I thought was really cool.
Spicy.
I think the way they did this duel was so fucking cool because you're staring down the 3 sacred beasts all on the field. You know, that's insane in itself. And they're just these giant fucking monsters, and Jaden summons his BBEG, which is Electrum. And he has this card that Professor Banner gave him, which was really cool. It allowed you to duplicate any cards in your deck by halving your life points. And I think he only had like 300 life points at that point.
He breaks him down to 150.
He breaks it down to 75 life points.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he gets all his cards out, and by the end of it, if you use all the card covets, they're called, you can equip it to a monster, and the equip spell basically multiplies their attack points for every monster your opponent has on the field. And he's had 5. So 2,900 times 5 was like 14,500 life points.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which was amazing. And then he just splits Raviel in half, and that's the end of the duel.
Nice.
And I'm like, that was so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
And then Shepard's like, fuck you guys. Fuck this. I'm taking the cards. Goodbye.
Thank you. And you. And you.
Oh, man.
All right. I mean, that seems to be kind of like the big climax, because it doesn't seem like this next episode is terribly plot relevant.
No, none of them from here on out are very plot relevant.
They could have ended it here. But
They really
didn't.
could have. They could have ended it here with a Medal of Honor, and that would have been the end of GX.
I really like this episode. This looks adorable. Like, I'm very excited about this one. Chumley's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, the Chumley episode. Yeah, this could have happened at any point in the series, but I'm really happy that this episode actually happened.
It couldn't have happened at any point. We did have to get past the lovely hot sauce episode.
We did. Yeah, so it could have happened any point after the hot sauce episode.
Love the hot sauce episode.
So fucking
Love
stupid.
that. It had to happen post hot spring. Probably.
It had to happen post hot sauce, yes.
Magna Chum Lauda, or Hayato versus Kronos, Ayers Rock Sunrise.
Did I not tell you that the episode titlers are geniuses?
Yeah, that's
They're
pretty good.
fucking smart. And also, can I just say that Professor Crowler's name in Japanese is Professor Kronos? I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. But look at him.
Yeah.
Like, It's criminal.
Crowler.
It's criminal to give such a cool name to fucking Crowler. Like,
Chumley wins a drawing contest with Industrial Illusions, and Maximilian Pegasus wants to hire him to be a card designer.
yeah.
Well, the man, the myth, the legend.
I love Maximilian Pegasus.
Come
in
work
GX.
for me, Chumley boy.
Really? That's exactly what he says.
No shit. No way. Oh my god. Whoa.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, you nailed Pegasus on the head. Like,
Oh,
he's not
thankfully.
exactly a difficult character to figure out.
Impersonate.
But he's just such a funny character in GX because he's like one of the homies. You know, he's just a goofy side character
He's
now.
been so neutral evil.
Season
It's
one,
great.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
He is very neutral evil.
Baddie.
What's that?
Like season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Pegasus, the big baddie, he's stealing souls.
True.
You know, he had that tragic anime backstory.
Cecilia.
Classic love story. And then, you get to GX and it's, here he is, just straight vibing.
It's literally just
a drawing
straight
contest for Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards.
Like he may as well be on the sidelines just dancing away the entire show. Like it's just I love his character.
I love it.
Give him a Hawaiian shirt and a ukulele. Let him
True.
listen to Atticus.
Yeah, I agree.
Crowler does not believe Chumley deserves the job due to his inadequate skills as a duelist, but is willing to give recommendation if Chumley can beat him in a duel.
I just imagine if you would, if I turned around and I was like, Zach, I see that you're gonna go into this field that has nothing to really do with needing to be able to duel.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're good enough because you can't beat me in Duel Monsters.
Did you just describe the American education system?
I did, yeah.
I will
Colton,
quote,
I'm very sorry. I understand that you want to do this thing, but you're not good at Duel Monsters, so
Yeah.
you can't.
I'll quote a wise individual when I say it's just fucking duel monsters, man.
Thank you.
I mean, in this universe, I guess it really isn't because
just-
so many things revolve around it.
Simply duel monsters. Like
I mean, to us, it is.
I can't even imagine if our society ran around fucking Duel Monsters. I still feel like I'd be sitting here going, y'all know it's just Duel Monsters.
Like,
right?
I'm pretty sure the geopolitical climate of the Yu-Gi-Oh universe hinges on Duel Monsters in some way, and that's
their world leaders are dueling for supremacy.
you know what?
Should we go to war?
the duel end.
I propose that we give all leaders of the respective countries of the world dueling decks, and that's how they handle their problems. That's it.
I think Trudeau runs
I'm on my way
performapels.
to go duel the president.
What's that?
Me on my way to go duel the president for his spot in office.
Please run it on this man.
Oh man!
All right.
No one tell him Fishborg is banned.
No.
I got this.
He won't believe it. He'll think it's fake news. With a little help from Jaden, Chumley duels and learns to use his koala cards more effectively. Crowler, however, still beats him and gives the recommendation anyway, and Chumley says goodbye to his friends as he is headed off to his new job.
He graduates, which is insane. Because isn't Chumley 15?
Chumley is actually, I think he's a bit older than Jaden and Cyrus because he was already there and he already was oh yeah, no, if you just he had said, I think earlier that he had already been there for 2 semesters or 2 years even.
I don't
being
know,
a
man.
cipher.
He's a good man.
He is a good man, and I really did like this duel between Crowler and Chumley because Chumley has some fucking game. He really does.
I might also watch this episode of GX.
It's a great episode. You're gonna love this one because he just.
Zach has a list of 4 episodes he's gonna watch.
No, I'm
Yeah.
watching the whole. No, I'm going in on the
I'll
whole
tell
Shadow
you.
Riders.
I tell you why
I
you're
got
gonna
that whole
love.
arc.
I tell you why you're gonna love this episode because you get to see Ancient Gears just get dunked on.
Nice.
For most of the
That
episode.
will be very helpful.
And I really love this duel because I want so bad to like Crowler as a character because I love character development. I want so bad to like him, but he just makes it impossible. You know what I mean? This is one of the episodes that pulls me in the direction of wanting to like him, and then I know in my heart of hearts that I'm just going to get yanked right back out of that because this is the episode where he's just like, okay, I'm an actual teacher. Yeah, you know what? I beat Chumley in the duel, but he put up a fucking good fight doing it. And he's demonstrated that he knows how to duel. And he's demonstrated his ability, and that's good enough for me. So I'm going to pass him anyway. And I think that's amazing. That's a teacher. That's a good teacher. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
If you're learning how to duel, then yeah.
but like in anything, you know, you just the point is to demonstrate an ability and an understanding. Whether you pass or fail, if you understand it, that's it. You win.
Yeah, I actually just lay this the Dino Smackdown on all prospective students. To
Yeah.
Zach walks in and is just like, if none of y'all can duel, get out of my classroom.
You know nothing about history.
Oh,
You
man.
guys can't learn unless you can beat me in a duel.
Yeah. I mean, I also just wish that somebody else in the GX series would run Ancient Gears just so I can see them more on screen because they're so fucking cool.
No.
Absolutely not.
Rain, I know you don't have a bias in terms of the Ancient Gears, but I felt a little tension in that one, Zach. Is there a reason for that? Or?
I don't want to answer any questions without shall we go on to...
It's okay, Zach, I'll be your lawyer. I'm
thank you.
present.
We'll be in touch. Shall we go to episode 51?
Absolutely.
The Graduation Match, part 1 of 2. Also known as Power Bond times Cyber End. Mm-hmm. Got it. Zane's graduation duel is coming up, and he has selected Jaden as his opponent due to his skills. Jaden gets nervous about dueling the best student in the school, but keeps a level head and agrees to the duel anyway. During the duel, Jaden seems to duel much differently, and it turns out that he was trying to duel with his head rather than his heart.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really duel.
God.
This is a character that literally doesn't know how to think with his head. This man thinks with two things only, his heart and his stomach.
I mean, do you need anything
2.5
else?
things. Winged Karibo.
Wing Karibo. He's got a surrogate brain in Wing Karibo.
Getting stoned with Belowski.
Oh my god, can we please have another Belowski episode?
Yeah.
Like, or at least just see him one more time?
Let's get a reboot.
Nah, man.
So Zane believes it is a waste of time and readies his Power Bond Cyber End Dragon to end the duel.
Yeah, he also brings out Cyber End Dragon first fucking turn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know how to play the cards.
It's insane. And he's just like, yo, deal with it.
This man went for the OTK
He
immediately.
really went for the OTK. And it was
Trying to graduate,
amazing.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's like, let's get this over with. I'm trying to drink. Let's
Like
go.
imagine like Zach, you're in the tail end of your masters, right?
Don't have to be.
You're just like you're at the tail end, and you have to duel as your graduation exam, right?
I would love to have dueled my supervisor.
But think about
He
it,
was
like
awful.
how quickly
He was
would
very
you...
Dr. Crowler, actually. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. How quickly would you like to bring out Lost World?
Oh, very quickly. First turn.
How quickly are you going to throw Ultimate Conductor Tyranno on
As
the
soon
field?
as I play Pot of Desires. So the last episode of GX is upon us, folks.
Oh my
Unless we
god!
want to chew on the previous episode anymore.
I mean, he's losing. You know, Jaden's losing it. He's not doing great, and Zane is like, "Who are you? You're not dueling like yourself. You're not dueling as you." And I'm getting mad. And Jaden's like, I'm trying to think with my head. And Zane's like, oh well, I don't fucking care. Duel like you're supposed to. And
Zane's really sitting there like, I don't really give a shit what you're doing. Just know that you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, he's like, you're about to be.
This is not the reason I picked you. I didn't pick you because you used your head. I picked you because of the way you duel. And Jaden eventually, he'll get it. He'll understand.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me that he just like chooses him. He's like, hey, you.
Yeah,
It's like, oh.
because he's very clearly the next best duelist in the school.
Because, I figure, imagine if, they came up to you, Zach, and they were like, you can pick whoever you want to duel for your, graduation duel to, see if you win and you can graduate. He very well could have just been like, okay, I'm going to pick the weakest duelist here. But he was like, no, Jaden Yuki, hello?
All right, so
best.
who, in your opinion, who's the weakest duelist in the cast right now? Is it Cyrus?
Yeah. I love him, but, he doesn't get better until later
I
on,
guess not.
so...
I really wanted to see the gyroid deck just get really fucking good
I used to play it.
They look so ridiculous.
It actually can be played really well.
I can imagine.
You know, you won't find out in GX. You know.
It'll come up eventually.
Will we find out in 5Ds when we start that?
Oh my god.
Guess.
Let's do it.
So, Graduation Match, Part 2 of 2, Episode 52, and the final episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 1. Jaden begins to duel the same way he has always dueled and makes things worthwhile for Zane. It comes down to a clash between Shining Flare Wingman and Cyber End Dragon.
So fucking cool.
After a back and forth match of trap and magic cards to keep their respective monsters on the field, the match finally ends in a tie. Zane was glad to have such a good match before he graduated and moves on from Duel Academy.
This was an unbelievable battle. Like, Rain, do you remember how cool this shit was?
Yeah.
Like,
I can see it vividly in my head.
Like, it was so amazing to watch because, you know, he did the thing again with Shining Flare Wingman, where Shining Flare Wingman has a really cool effect where for every hero in the graveyard he gets 200 or something attack, and he had 7 heroes in there, and it brought his attack up to 4,200, which was, or 5,500 or something.
Big.
And it was a big boy. And Cyber End Dragon had 8,000 attack points because of that shit. And Jaden's just like, yo, I have this one card. Fuck you. It's fuck you the card. I'm going to take Cyber End Dragon's attack points and add it to Shining Flare Wingman to bring him up to 13,000 attack points. And it was insane. And then Zane just guess what? Fuck you. I got one of those too. So he's just going to take his 13,000 and add it to Cyber End Dragon for 20,000 attack points.
Oh my god.
And then Jaden's just you know what? Fuck this, man. So he plays a card called Final Fusion, which if two fusion monsters are battling each other, then you combine their you combine their attack points and you deal it as direct damage to both players. Which is,
I love that 40k life point attack, you know?
Literally 40k.
Do you just wake up in the hospital after that?
Could you imagine? He just nuked the field.
Everyone in the stands dead.
Fucking Duel Academy looking like Reactor 4 out here. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Reactor 4. Oof, bad. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. If you it's like it said, it was back and forth, and it's bye.
Yeah, it was just it was fun, just playing Uno reverse cards the whole time.
He hit him with the draw 2, and then the draw 2, and then the draw 2.
I recently suffered through a 2.5 hour game of Uno.
Oh no!
It was.
I've been there. I understand.
Outrageous. So Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I think it's cool. I'm obviously a bigger fan of OG Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what's more familiar for me. But I do remember GX. Some episodes like Fever Dreams, but definitely
most of them like Fever Dreams.
I'm a huge fan of the hot sauce episode, as I mentioned. It was one of the ones that I can remember vividly.
It is so weird. Chumley's dad looks so strange,
but he looks right. It looks right to me.
It looks right, but also very, very wrong. You know what I mean?
There are just some things where you have an image in your head and then you see what they actually did and you're like, this is not it. And that's how I felt about Chumley's dad, where I went, this is not what I imagined.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but man,
this ain't it.
It seems like they definitely pitched that idea on paper and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be great, and then they actually drew it and it's oh,
we already used up all the budget for this episode, so there's no going back.
What do you mean we've already gone to print?
Oh man, I love that. So GX Season 1, we made it through.
We did.
Oh, we did it.
Finally and eventually.
I mean, I really warmed up to this show by the end, and I'm definitely going to try and watch Season 2 because I'm just interested in it. I want to see where it goes.
I think that you're going to like season 2 because I believe season 2 introduces my favorite set of characters.
Mr. Jesse Anderson, right?
Jesse Anderson, there is a dinosaur guy, there's like this other character that's really cool they're all going to get introduced, and I think you're going to love them. But
okay, Zach,
also,
I'll let you know for the dinosaurs.
Please do.
Yeah, the dinosaur guy is pretty cool. I actually enjoy him.
All right. I'm very excited because I know in this season we see the first instance of Toon Ancient Gear Golem, which is fucking cool. I didn't know that was a GX thing. So
yeah.
We're in it, man. I'm very, very excited to see this. So yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! GX for you.
I can't believe we made it through. You know, I mean, after watching episodes 1 through 6, I didn't think we were going to get here, guys. I really didn't think we were going to get here. I thought we were going to drop this off.
Colton's sitting there with like 3 shots of whiskey, just like, I gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
Every week.
Kuma Puma believes in me.
This is all for you guys. All for you, the audience out there.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on this journey.
I thought you just said that is that Kuma definitely did not request this.
He definitely did not.
Case of mistaken identity. For
who was it was G-Bakes, right, that asked us for that?
Yeah, G-Bakes and Shush Dynasty 4 on Twitter.
Oh, my God. So if you guys would like... us to do an episode or to do a series, you let us know. You know, we'll slog through it.
Reach out to us.
Definitely. So this has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do 5Ds because that was the other thing we did, right?
Yeah, that was the other thing we were requested to do was the first season of 5Ds, which I will have to sit down and rewatch because it has been a really long time.
I love Yusei, so this is going to be fun.
I've never watched it. It'd be fun to watch it.
Games on motorcycles.
This is the one that, like, this... You're going to actually like the premise of this. 5D starts out in like a dystopian future.
Say less.
Yeah, it's like it's a dystopian like space age future. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, let's jam. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
oh my God, it literally is Cowboy Bebop, but Yu-Gi-Oh!
These are a few of my favorite things.
Oh man, I love that. And we might get a new, you might see a new machine deck coming out of that because they have the junk archetype, which is cool.
Well, see you later, Space Duelists.
My favorite character in 5D is, like, ends up dying. I just want everyone to know that.
Oh my God.
Is it Jack Atlas? Is it Jack Atlas?
No, I don't care about Jack Atlas in the slightest. No. That man could get hit by a truck, and I would say
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
No, we're not going to talk about my favorite character because we're not talking about 5Ds. We're ending the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX podcast.
Yes, we are.
Finally, it's over. Absolutely. I don't have to think about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX again.
I think we should all. Go to bed and reflect on what we've had to watch. Oh man!
I'll be calling you at 3 a.m. in a cold sweat.
Zach,
I finally watched the Moki Moki episode.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait.
Well, thanks, guys.
This has been fun, and tune in next week for another episode. Oh wait, I'm not gonna step on your outro. Rain, do the thing.
My outro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening, and tune in next week where we'll talk about something else. Will it be a video game? Who the fuck knows? Because we don't.
Yeah.
I think we should actually do a video game.
The anime combo breaker, maybe.
I think we should definitely do that.
Do you remember when we talked about video games?
Last of Us Part 2. Yeah. I was there, Gandalf. Yeah.
The Last of Us and the last of the video game talks, actually.
All right. Good night.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.